Hey there, friends. I just got this yesterday. This is the BH Cosmetics Garnet for January. They're doing a Birthstone series. Pretty cool. So every month they're going to release these mini palettes to celebrate whatever that month's birthstone is. So here's what this looks like. First it says Your Gorge Garnet on it. And then it's these really nice, so kind of 6 tones, and then there's a larger shade, which is, so this is what they call a shadow palette, but I think you can use that as kind of a blush or highlight. It's really pink though. Or you can use it as a transitional crease shade too. I think it's a shimmer subtly, and so it's you can see it's this go-getter color and this garnet color are really similar, but this one's a matte and that's a shimmer. So there are 4 mattes and then the 2 smaller and 1 bigger shimmer shade. I have a January birthday, so this makes sense for me. I also think that these colors are going to look amazing with my skin tone, which is very exciting, but I think they're, I haven't tried them yet, but BH's stuff is pigmented enough that I think it will do well with darker skin tones too. I'm really loving the just big chunky shimmer in this Street Smart color. I also have to say these names are perfect. As someone with a January birthstone, these names fit me very well. So loyal, go-getter, works it, productive AF, sensitive, and street smart. So I'm gonna do a look with this real quick, and then I'll show you, talk a little bit about how these perform and my thoughts, and then I'll also check in throughout the day, see how it wears. I have a weird schedule today where I have a class until 9 p.m. So it's gonna be a little bit weird to check in because right now it's actually noon. And I'm just getting ready. I've been out for a while, but I'm just now getting ready. So, but stay tuned and I'll let you know what I think. All right, here's what we have for this look. I will say I'm not as impressed with these shadows as I usually am with BH's shadows. They're kind of hard to blend. You can see this glitter. I put it on with a brush and then I put it on with a finger because it wasn't really giving me a lot of payoff. And it doesn't blend out, so it just sort of sits on the skin where you put it. So you do have to be really careful with this glitter shade. So I'm talking about that one, the Street Smart shade. And then the mattes, Loyal and Works It, were harder to blend than usual from BH. So a little bit of caution on that. Go-Getter, this matte red, did go on really nicely. And then over the top of that, I did put some of that Garnet glitter just with my finger. And then I have Productive AF as the brow bone highlight and then inner corner highlight. So you can see that a little bit. Not the usual BH formula. So it doesn't blend all that well, so be careful with that, especially this black glitter. It looks really pretty in the pan. I'm not sure it's overly successful as an actual eyeshadow. Where I think it might be great is if you did a winged liner, a liquid winged liner, and then just ran that on a brush over the top. So I may try that and see how it goes. Probably has to look better than whatever's going on right now. Not thrilled with it. I did use the Garnet color as blush. Then I put Productive AF on also as a highlight shade. So they do work really well for that. I was really worried that this was going to be too pink, but it actually comes off really nicely. I really like the reds and that Garnet color. And I think the rest can be salvaged if I try some different application, but I'll try again tomorrow, I think, and see how it goes. It's okay right now. I'll try some different things tomorrow and see if we can make it better than okay, as it were. So yeah, stay tuned for more, and I will see you soon. All right, it's just after 10 p.m., so I've had this on all day. 10 hours ish. So here's kind of the wear test. Definitely some creasing. This black glitter shade is still weird. It did stick all day. Like it doesn't come off, which is good. So it's not like fallout everywhere. Which is it. I'm a little impressed. And from a distance, this looks okay. Just up close, this doesn't. It's not the best look, and it kind of feels like it sort of wore off the stuff underneath it. So, like, that part was patchy anyway. I'm gonna try a look tomorrow without that glitter shade, or maybe, like I said earlier, just putting the glitter kind of as a topper along the eyeliner. See if that helps. I mean, the dark matte that I had here on the corner underneath this were patchy anyway, so. This isn't your best work, BH. You can salvage a pretty good look out of it, and this red and pink are kind of everything. I really like those colors a lot. The others are more of a miss. They look really pretty in the pan. I'll try it again tomorrow and show you how that comes out. And we'll reevaluate from there. So stay tuned for more. Hey everyone, back for day 2 of the BH Birthstone Garnet palette. Just want to show you this brown shadow from here. Look at how patchy this is. I've been blending it for a while now, and it's just, it looks bad. Like, this is just the, this color, the Loyal color on my lid, and I put it on with this kind of angled crease brush, like here, right? And you definitely can't blend it around with this brush, I'll tell you that. And then I came at it with the blending brush, and it sort of moves, but not really. So yeah, you better just get it where you want it the first time, because once you put it somewhere, it's not going to move. I'll show you the other eye. I've got like that much on the brush, which is a good amount, but it's not a ton. And then I just kind of came in like this at it to put it in the crease and a little bit up and down from the crease. Look at how patchy this is. This is not the quality I expect from VH. I mean, granted, okay, look, quality and this cost $9 are not exactly words that you expect to go together, but I've had so much success with VH's palettes and the blendability of their eyeshadows in the past that this is the first one I've gotten that just really didn't blend. I've heard that they did this on a couple other things, that they use a different formula, and it was bad, but I was hoping this wasn't one of them. Look at this. Just go in the corner. Like, should not be this hard. I shouldn't have to keep putting more in the center and then kind of trying to get it to go out to the corner of my eye. I should not. But here we are. Like, this is really, comparatively, this is very difficult to work with. And I wish I could say the other matte brown in here was any better, but it's actually worse, I think. So I'm gonna take this other brown here, Works It, and just try to maybe put actual color in the corner of my eye with this kind of pencil brush. I just like to use this in the corner to target, make this little, darken up this outer corner. Also, this black glitter, okay, yeah, I didn't clean my brushes because I didn't have time, but I do have a color switch, and I've run these through the color switch multiple times, and this black glitter is still all in everything, so... I was like, oh, what if I just make a matte red-brown look today? Well, that's not happening because there's black glitter embedded in my brushes. So, look at this. It kind of blends, but not really at all. I have such high hopes for these Birthstone palettes. I really did. I thought, wow, that's a cool idea. Just like a cute little mini palette focused on your birthstone. That's a really fun idea. No, I don't recommend these. Unless they change the formula in others from what they're doing with this one. Maybe they'll learn, and if your birthday's at the end of the year, you'll actually get good eyeshadow. Those of us with the beginning of the year are stuck with this. Wow, this looks bad. There's no way to even make it look good. I mean, granted, like, I'm not a makeup artist, so maybe there is if you know what you're doing, but for me, a rando in my house, there's no way for me to make this look good. I had this thought today that I was like, what if I just use the matte brown shades and not the glittery shades? But if I do that, I'll look like this all day, which is not a look that I want. So, okay. I'm gonna take, this is what salvaged it yesterday, is I put this Garnet shade on over all of the mattes, and then I could actually blend it. So it's that old trick of the shimmer over the matte to blend. You really got to go in on this one though. I mean, okay, that was too much. We'll fix that. Wow, this is a mess. I might just have to wipe this off and start over. That was not my best look right there. Well, at least I can blend the mattes out now. Fail of a day, eyeshadow wise. It actually kind of blends over the top of the shimmer. I don't want to recommend starting with the shimmer as your base, but it does seem to work better. I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll come back and show you what I've managed, and it may look worse than this. Who knows? We'll see. See you soon. We've salvaged this into this, which is coming out a lot more glaringly pink on here than it is in real life. So that's good news, because it's not this disgustingly pink that makes me look like I have an infection. I also just put on a metric ton of brow bone highlight to just kind of pretend none of this was happening. So it looks worse on the camera than in real life, but it doesn't look that much better in real life. So I don't recommend these palettes, y'all. I wanted to, but I don't. You know, maybe watch reviews from actual makeup artists and people who know how to blend eyeshadow and put it on and see what they say, but for my purposes, I wouldn't buy another one of these. I'll use this one, but I wouldn't buy another one. That's what I'll say. I might not even use this one very much. That's my final verdict, I think. I mean, I'll show it to you when it's done with mascara and eyeliner, but it's hard to use. You can get some okay looks, but it's hard to use for the casual user, which even at $9 kind of makes it not worth it to me. So that's what I think, but I'll show you when it's done. All right, here's what we've managed for the finished look. You can see I put that black glitter, the Street Smart shade, over the top of my eyeliner, and I really like how it looks that way. I haven't tried to just use it as an eyeliner by itself. I don't think it would work. Comes out just as this glitter. Focus. Like that. It's definitely a good glitter topper for a dark eyeliner, but it wouldn't work as an eyeliner by itself, I don't think. And you can see it picked up a lot more in this corner than this corner. It's also really soft in the pan, so I had to be really careful. I shoved my brush in and like gouged it with it. The rest of the shadows are not that soft in the pan, just that one. That one's you have to be careful with that. So I will say I really like this Garnet, and I really like Productive AF, these two shimmer shades, and the matte sensitive, the just kind of hand color that I used to set everything down was great. Loyal and Works It are hard to work with. Street Smart is good as a dark glitter topper, but not really on its own. And that's pretty much my review. You can make some decent eyeshadow looks with this palette. You just have to work pretty hard. So if you're wanting to do a lot of blending and more blending and more blending and more blending and trying to put shadows on and blend more, and you need to wear shimmers with it or it's not going to work, then it's fine. If you don't really want to work that hard, I'd say skip these. Unless BH fixes the formula. Because as they are, I don't think they're worth $9. I really don't. I think you can get better $9 eyeshadow palettes from... Even from BH, you can get better $9 eyeshadow palettes. So thanks everyone for watching my review of this BH Garnet palette, the Birthstones palette series. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried this and you had a totally different experience than me. Let me know if you try one of these months later and they're different. Maybe they changed the formulas because everybody hated this. I don't know. Let me know if you think that my review was too kind and this is actually worse than I said it was. Just leave comments, hit the like button if you like this stuff, hit the dislike button if you don't. It helps me know what content people are wanting and want to watch, and subscribe if you want more from me, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.